In the 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner conducted a strange experiment. He placed a pigeon inside a box with a button. Every time the pigeon pressed the button, it received food. At first it kept pressing, but after a while, it got bored and stopped. Then Skinner changed one thing. Now the pigeon would receive food only sometimes. Maybe after 10 presses, maybe after 50, completely at random. And something disturbing happened. The pigeon became obsessed. It kept pressing the button again and again, faster and faster, until it reached exhaustion. This is called variable ratio reinforcement, and it is one of the most addictive behavioral patterns ever discovered. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain works the same way. Let's be honest. This was never really about money. If it were, you would have stopped the first time you won, but you didn't. You stayed and placed another bet. Because what you were chasing is not money, it is a moment. It is that tiny gap between placing the bet and seeing the result. The cards are still moving, the wheel is still spinning, and the outcome is unknown. In that brief moment, everything disappears. No bills, no stress, no relationship problems, no exhausting job, just silence. And in that silence, you feel limitless, like anything could happen, like you were about to win. Then the result arrives. Win or lose, it does not matter as much as people think. Because the moment the result is known, that feeling disappears instantly. So you bet again, not for money, but to return to that moment. To feel that silence again, to feel alive again. From a medical perspective, this is not just a habit. It is a neurobiological loop, a system that hijacks your brain. It runs on dopamine, uncertainty, and cognitive distortion. Once it is established, it becomes extremely difficult to break. Let's talk about dopamine. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure chemical, something you feel when you win. That is not entirely true. Dopamine is not about pleasure. It is about anticipation. It rises before the reward, not after. The highest surge happens when the outcome is unknown. When the wheel is spinning or the card is about to flip, that is when your brain is most activated. When you win, dopamine rises briefly and then drops. When you lose, it drops even faster. So your brain learns something dangerous. The reward is not in winning. The reward is in chasing, in the maybe, in the what if. That uncertainty becomes addictive. This same pattern appears in toxic relationships. Maybe this time, it will be different. Maybe this time it will work. That belief keeps people trapped, even when logic tells them to walk away. People on the outside often misunderstand this. They look at gamblers and see greed. They think it is about easy money. They say the house always wins, but they are missing the point. You are not buying money. You are buying a chemical experience. Now consider the smart gambler, the poker player, the sports bettor, the trader. You think you are different? You study data, analyze patterns, and calculate probabilities. And yes, there is some skill involved. But there is also a cognitive trap. It is called the illusion of control, the tendency to believe you can influence outcomes that are largely random. The human brain hates randomness. It creates patterns to feel in control, even when no control exists. When you win, you tell yourself, I predicted that. I am good at this. This is internal attribution. But when you lose, you blame luck, the system, or external factors. This is external attribution. Together, these form the self-serving bias, a mental shield that protects your ego. It convinces you that you are not losing, just unlucky. That you are actually a winner, going through a bad phase. At this point, you are no longer gambling against the house. You are gambling against your own brain, your own biology, your own need to feel intelligent, in control, and special. You are paying the system to validate yourself. And the system is designed to take everything while doing it. Gambling does not just take money. It rewires your perception. It changes how you see reality. It makes you trust the chase more than the truth. But once you understand the mechanism, once you clearly see the loop, that is where control begins. That is where you have a chance to stop pressing the button.